Hey there everyone, welcome to another video of Foxandroid. So in this video we're going to learn how to fetch data from Firebase real-time database into a recycler view inside a fragment, not an activity, inside a fragment. So this was a very demanded video. Everyone wants to know that how do we fetch data from the real-time database to a fragment. I already have a video on this in which we have implemented the recycler view inside an activity, but many of you were getting errors when you try to implement the recycler view inside a fragment. So this video will clear all your doubts, and on top of that, in this video we are going to implement MVVM architecture, right? So earlier videos we were implementing all the code inside our main activity, but in this video we'll be making a repository view model classes, right? So every component of MVVM architecture will be used in this tutorial. So let me just give you a demonstration of what we can get by the end of this video. So if you can see here, I have this emulator opened, and inside that we have this recycler view and some values are there. And if I just open my Firebase database as well, so here you can see that these are the values that are there in our recycler view. So this data will change in real time, right? For example, if I just change this age to 34, if I just tap enter, you can see it has been changed in real time. And if I just delete any entry, for example, if I just delete this 4 number, they should get deleted here as well. So here you can see that entry has been deleted. So if I add some value, that will be added in real time as well. So everything will happen in real time. We have all the callbacks for that. So this is what we're gonna get by the end of this video. If you want to learn the same and implement that to your Android application, make sure you watch this video till the end. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving notification of the upcoming videos. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So let's just start with the tutorial. So I assume that if you're watching this tutorial, then your app must be connected to the Firebase, right? So you must have all the connections that are required. So if you haven't done that already, so you just go here, tools, and then Firebase. This will open up. Then you just go to a real-time database, get started with real-time database. Here you will get a connect button. You just tap on that. You'll be redirected to your browser. Then you just enter some data there. Then you tap on this add dependencies. All the dependencies required for real-time database will be added to your Android application, right? So I hope that these steps are already done, because we do not want to make this tutorial a very long one, right? So okay, so at this point you have done all those things. So after that we need to add some dependencies. So I have this in my notepad file, right? So I'll provide the link for this file in the description below. You can just go and look into this file, or you can type these things. So we need to implement these libraries. Just sync the project. So okay guys, the sync has been completed. Now we are going to create certain packages. So right click here, new, and you'll get here the package, right? So the very first package will be adapter. Just create that. The second package will be models, and the last one will be repository, right? So we have created these. So inside this we are going to create a Kotlin class. So I'll name it as my adapter. Then inside model we will create a class, or I would say data class, and we'll name it as user. And after this we are going to create another class. This will be user view model, and inside repository we are going to create a class called user repository, right? Done. So these are all the classes that we need. So the very first thing we're going to implement is this user class. So here you will define all the variables that are there in your real-time database. Each node that contains those things. For example, this is my parent node. Inside this I have this child nodes, and inside each child node I have 3 entries. Make sure the name of these entries is exactly the same that is there inside your real-time database. For example, the spellings must match, the type of data should match. All the 3 datas here, first name, last name and age, is of string type, right? So I'll make sure that inside our data class we'll define it as string type only, and these names should match as well. So I'll just quickly declare these variables. So okay guys, I have declared all of the 3 variables, the type of which is string, right? Make sure you do not do any mistake here, otherwise you won't be able to fetch your data. Many of you ask that you get white screen, no data is there. This is the main reason for that, right? Make sure all these things are correct. So after that we are going to implement our repository class. So here first we are going to create the database reference. So we got the reference for our parent node. So here the parent node is users, right? We got the reference for that. In your case, the parent node might be different, so you need to declare accordingly. So here my parent node is users, so I've declared that. After that, we want to make sure that in whole application we have one instance of user repository at a given point of time, right? So one instance will be there. So for that we know how to do that. So I'll just quickly make sure that we get the instance of this repository, and there should be a single instance in whole application. So okay, we have created this function called get instance. So this will make sure that if the instance is null, then only it will go inside this and return a new instance of that. Otherwise, if there is already an instance of this class, then it will return the same instance, right? So after this, we are going to create a method called load users. Now this function will get an argument in the type, just a second. So this class will get an argument of user list that will be of a type mutable live data, and it will contain a list of users, right? So here we have this database reference. So we'll add value event listener. So what this method will do is, whenever there is a change, addition or deletion in our real-time database, any node is modified, then this callback method will be called, right? So inside this we'll modify this user list. So we need to implement 2 methods. Just tap here, alt enter, implement members. So we need to implement both the members. Done. So we are not going to do anything inside this on cancel. So main thing is on data change. So this method will be called whenever there is a change in data. So we'll just put it inside try catch block. It's better to do this. So here we are going to declare a local user list. So we'll get this snapshot, right? Inside this snapshot we'll be having all the data. So we'll just map it. So snapshot dot children dot map So I'll just name it as data snapshot. So data snapshot dot get value. So we want to modify it to our user class. So user class dot gem. Now after this, all the data is punched inside this user list. We are going to set this user list inside this user list that will get as an argument. So user list dot post value underscore user list, right? So that is pretty much everything for this repository. So now we'll just go to our view model class. So this will implement view model. So okay guys, we have got the reference variable for the repository, right? Because we want to create an instance of the repository inside our view model. So view model is a class that communicates with the repository, and our views, the main activity or fragment, communicate with our view model. So we got the instance of repository inside this init block. Then we call the method load users that we created inside this repository, and we pass this underscore all users mutable live data list inside as an argument. So we have said this all users is equal to underscore all users. This is live data. So we are going to use this particular live data object inside our fragment, right? So that is pretty much everything for view model as well. Now we are going to create a fragment. So new fragment home. I'll just name it as home fragment finish. So we have got the fragment here. So I'll just delete this. We're going to implement a RecyclerView here. So I'm going to call it as RecyclerView. The idea of this, right? And we'll go to main activity. I'll just delete this text view, and we are going to insert a frame layout here. So the ID of which will be frame layout. Done. We'll constrain it to the parent on all the four sides, right? And here I have already implemented this user item. This is the individual item of the RecyclerView. So I hope that you guys know that how to create this, but I'll show you the code. You can just, if you want to implement the same thing and you haven't implemented it yet, I'll just show you the code. Right, you can just pause the video. You can implement it in your application as well. So I have a parent linear layout, that is a vertical linear layout. Then I have 3 linear layouts that are horizontal, and inside each horizontal linear layout I have 2 text views, right? So this is the code. If you want to implement the same, you can implement it. So okay, now we are going to our adapter, and we are going to implement this adapter, and inside this we are going to create an inner class for view holder. So my view holder inside this view holder we are going to refer to these 3 things that we are going to change: the first name, last name, and age. So let me just quickly do that as well. Okay, we have referred to all the 3 variables, right? Now this class will extend RecyclerView adapter, and inside this we're going to pass my adapter dot my view holder, right? And now we are going to implement certain members. So implement members, implement all the members, right? So I just cut it and put it at the end. Here we are going to create a user list. And inside this get count, we are going to return user list dot size, right? And we are going to create another method, update user list. So it will get a list of users as an argument. So here we'll create this particular user list. So whenever this method is called, we are going to clear this user list. After that, this dot user list, we are going to add all the elements dot add all that will get here in this user list that we are getting as an argument. So I'll pass this, and we are going to call them notify dataset changed, right? Okay, it's giving some error. Okay. So now let us just implement this on create view holder. So let me just quickly do that as well. And similarly, we're going to implement this on bind view holder. So okay, that is pretty much everything for our adapter. Now we are going to implement this fragment. So we are going to write some code inside this as well. So first let us just declare certain variables. Okay, we have created a variable for the view model, RecyclerView, and the adapter. Now we are going to overwrite a method. Let me just check this. Called on view created. So here first we are going to refer to our RecyclerView. So user RecyclerView is equal to view dot view by ID. Okay, we have implemented the RecyclerView, then we have created the object for the adapter class, then we have set the adapter to the RecyclerView. So now we are going to create the object of view model. So view model is equal to view model provider, and here we'll pass the context dot get. So we'll pass the class of our view model. So user view model class dot Java. Now we'll observe that list, right, that we have created here. We are going to observe this all users. So view model dot all users dot observe. So view lifecycle owner. So whenever there will be change in the list, this particular callback method will be called. So we are going to call adapter dot update list. and we are going to pass the list that we'll get here, right? So whenever we call this method inside our adapter, then this user list will be cleared and new data will be entered inside our user list, and then we'll call this notify dataset changed. So that is pretty much everything for our fragment. So the last thing we are going to implement inside our main activity. So here we want to replace fragment. So we want to replace our frame layout with this fragment. So just pass the object of our home fragment. Let's just create this method. Okay, this line of code will replace our frame layout with the home fragment, right? So I guess we are done. We are pretty much done with everything. Now let us just quickly install this app to our emulator and check if it is working fine or not, right? So okay guys, the app has been installed to our emulator, and here you can see we have got all the data. Now let us just try to modify the data as well. So here, let me just try to modify this age to 40, and here you can see that 40 has been modified. Now let us just try to add another user. So age will be, for example, 43, string type another, first name let's just call it Robin, last name is Singha, and if you just add this, it should automatically get added inside this RecyclerView. So here you can see that Robin Singla age 43 has been added. So if I just delete anything, for example, if you just delete this Michael Phillips, delete, you can see that particular entity has been deleted. So I guess we have successfully implemented this real-time database data to a RecyclerView inside a Fragment using MVVM architecture, right? And I also hope that you guys have understood the code, but still if you have any doubt, you can always ask me in the comment section. I can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on the screen right now. And if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. In case you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving notification of the upcoming videos. So that is it for today's video. See you in another video. Bye.